What is up, YouTube family? Man, what a start to the new year. Katt Williams has broken the internet first thing after the ball drops. Man, I've been sitting back watching everybody talk about this Katt Williams thing, and it's been real interesting, you know. A lot of different takes, a lot of people saying this and that, and I've been seeing a lot of people just riding with Katt Williams. You got all the woke people riding with Katt Williams, and you know, a lot of people haven't been talking about the lies that were told. Now, Katt Williams came on that show to correct some of the lies that he felt like other people have told before him. You know, he got on Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, these people that went on Club Shay Shay and felt like what he thought was lies, right? So he's coming to tell his truths. But what y'all need to understand is just because somebody's telling you their truths don't mean they are the truth. So I had to come do a video and talk about some of the lies that Katt Williams told, because ain't nobody really talking about this shit. And somebody got to come in and be neutral and set the record straight on some of this shit. So let's go through some of these lies that Katt Williams told. Number one, he talked about Ricky Smiley did not read for the part of Money Mike. He vehemently kept talking about how Ricky Smiley was not meant to play Money Mike, and just, man, destroyed this man's whole career in front of his whole family. That man got kids and all kinds of shit. He just lost a kid. And Katt Williams just came out and talked cold shit about this man. Said he couldn't act and all these different things. Talked about him wearing that dress. Ricky Smiley, I still need you to address that dress, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Katt Williams told a lot of truths, but we here to talk about some of these lies. Now, one of the lies he told, the first lie he told, was that Ricky Smiley wasn't supposed to play Money Mike. Now, what happened? Ice Cube came out and told y'all they did call Ricky Smiley to come in to play Money Mike. It just so happened that Katt Williams came in and impressed them more with the Money Mike role, so they switched it. Katt Williams told you that they don't do that in Hollywood. They don't switch people out. Yes, they do. They switch people all the time. If they feel like you could play a different role better, it's a no-brainer to switch. And Ice Cube came out and set the record straight and said Ricky Smiley did read for the Money Mike part. And then Katt Williams came in afterwards and blew them away with the Money Mike part. So they gave the Santa Claus role to Ricky Smiley. So Ricky Smiley told the truth, but ain't nobody talking about that. Ain't nobody talking about all these different lies that Katt Williams talked about. Now, in his mind, he thinks they're the truth. But when you have somebody come out like Ice Cube, who's the director and who's the movie man, that's his movie, he comes out and tells you that he read for Money Mike. It's just that Katt Williams did a better job. That was the first lie that Katt Williams told. Now, let's go through the second lie he told. He told y'all that Cedric the Entertainer doesn't have a special on Netflix or Tubi. He said it 3 times. He doesn't have a special on Netflix or Tubi. And Cedric the Entertainer sitting there looking at this shit like, motherfucker, I got a special on Netflix. Are you fucking stupid? And y'all believe that shit because y'all so woke and y'all believe in everything Katt Williams telling y'all like it's the truth. Just because it's his truth don't mean it's the truth. How do you not know that Cedric the Entertainer has a special on Netflix? How you come out and say that shit multiple times, Like you knew that shit was the absolute truth. And you tried to discredit this man by saying he don't even have a special on Tubi. What the fuck you talking about? Cedric the Entertainer got a special right there on Netflix. It's called Live from the Ville. And guess what else? I'm going to tell you the other lie that Katt Williams told. That Cedric the Entertainer special on Netflix from the Ville is funnier than all Katt Williams specials on Netflix. Why he ain't tell you that shit? Because he don't know. He don't realize that. He's so caught up in his own shit and his own ego and his own bitterness that he don't really understand the reality of what's really going on out here. Go watch Katt Williams specials and then go watch that Cedric the Entertainer special. I guarantee you, you're going to laugh your ass off way more to Cedric's special than Katt Williams special. And as a matter of fact, Katt Williams owed me some motherfucking money because I spent my anniversary going to see his ass at DAR Constitution Hall in D.C., right off of Constitution Avenue. Went down there, took my wife to Katt Williams' show because Katt Williams is her favorite comedian. And I told my wife, I said, we can spend our anniversary with Katt Williams, but I'm going to warn you. I've seen Katt Williams' last 2 specials on Netflix, and them joints are not funny. Them joints are not as funny as the Katt Williams specials that you know of him from way back. See, Katt Williams fell in love with him with the Money Mike joint and with his first 2 specials he did when he was at his height. And I seen where Katt Williams is now, and it ain't the same Katt Williams. So all this shit that he talking, he ain't telling y'all about how he's falling off. Now, somebody came out and said it. Who was that? Somebody came out and said, you are not the same Katt Williams that you used to be. And it's the truth. That's the truth right there. I went down there and we watched Katt Williams' show. Now, he had Lunel. He had Mark D.C. Curry. He had Red Grant was hosting. And let me tell you something. All those comedians were way funnier than Katt Williams. Katt Williams came out there and it was like a snooze fest. This motherfucker was talking about chicken legs and shit. He was talking about thighs, chicken thighs. How come it ain't, you had a shortage of chicken thighs, but you got plenty of legs? And man, that shit was weak as hell. And Katt, I want my motherfucking money back. So for you to sit up here and be talking about all these other comedians like you still that dude, like you still funny, I don't give a fuck how many specials you do. Them joints ain't funny like they used to be. That's 3 in a row now. That's the 2 that I watched on Netflix, and that's the 1 that I went and spent my whole anniversary watching. And none of them joints were funny, man. I want my motherfucking money back. And for you to sit up here and try to shit on Cedric the Entertainer like he ain't funny, you said he's not a good writer? Go and watch that Netflix special that you said he didn't have. I guarantee you that shit is more funnier than the last 3 specials you got all put together. That shit is crazy, man, when you see people so delusional that they don't really realize their own flaws. They don't realize the reality of their own situation. He don't realize, how does he not know that he's not as funny as he used to be? Because people still going out to see him. But you got to have somebody tell you, like, you need to come to grips with yourself. You need to know the reality of your own shit. Katt Williams' best days are long gone. And maybe that's why he's doing all this, to stay relevant. But I really think he wanted to speak some truths, but he told a lot of lies. So let's get into the next lie. He said He read 3,000 books a year as a kid. When he said that shit, my eyes lit up like, what? Now, if he'd have said 300 books, maybe I believe you. Maybe. But 3,000 books? It's like, come on, Katt. Come on, man. And you got people out here believing everything he said like it's the gospel. And I'm going to say it again. Just because somebody's telling you their truth don't mean it's the truth. 3,000 books, man. Come on, man. If you read 3,000 books, why you still believe that the earth is flat? See, y'all better watch out for these people that call themselves woke, because they get so woke that they enter this realm of matrix in their own mind. They start talking about, oh, you living in the matrix, but you've created the matrix for your own self because you don't know how to decipher between what's real and what's fake no more. You looking at everything as fake because you so woke, you think everything is a conspiracy theory. And you need to understand how to decipher different things and understand what's real and what's not. You need to learn, understand common sense. You got to understand, when you look at an eclipse, it shows you that the earth is round because the eclipse is round. You know, these woke people kill me, man. Y'all get so easily caught up in somebody who's woke because they're putting some things together that you've been questioning and you ain't even done your own damn research. And a lot of woke people, they are woke about a lot of things that are true, but everything they say ain't true. And you got to decipher between the bullshit. And Katt was saying a whole lot of bullshit. Now let's get into this other bullshit. He talked about Steve Harvey. Now, what he said, now, for him to air Steve Harvey out with the hairpiece and the bald head and this and that, I mean, that right there, that's so old now. Like, everybody knows what it is, Katt, with that. That just looks like you just mad and bitter and hating on that man. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. Steve shaved his head bald. We understand that now. Why you still talking about this man's personal appearance like a child? You know what I'm saying? And for you to sit up here and talk about Steve like he ain't funny is just incorrect. Okay, he might have taken some things and created his own show like the Hanging with Mr. Cooper joint. But guess what? If you could do something better, then that's what it's all about. We all pull from other people, from other pioneers, from other people that were greater than us before us. You know what I'm saying? I pull from my father and try to make things better. I pull from some of the greats before me, try to make it better. I'm not the originator of some of these things. Some things I am. But you cannot discredit Steve Harvey's career. His show, that Steve Harvey show, was a funny ass show. Would you rather watch the Steve Harvey show or Hanging with Mr. Cooper? There you go. Go and watch Steve Harvey show and try to tell me that shit wasn't funny. So what you bitching about? Because the shit is funny. At the end of the day, it's comedy, right? Y'all comedians, right? Why you gonna sit up here and try to tell us that Steve Harvey wasn't funny, that his show wasn't funny? You gonna try to discredit this man and say he was reading off of cue cards on Family Feud? When you know damn well Family Feud been funnier than a motherfucker. Everybody know Family Feud funny as shit with Steve Harvey hosting that shit. And when he be ad-libbing and freestyling is what makes it the funniest. Just his facial expressions alone of motherfucking funny. I tell you this, I've laughed more watching Family Feud than I have Katt Williams' last 3 specials. I tell you that shit. And I want my motherfucking money back, Katt, because you fucked my whole goddamn anniversary up. Wasted my money going down there to see your special in D.C. That shit was terrible. You talking about chicken thighs and shit. My wife laughed 1.5 times, and you her favorite comedian. And what did my wife say after that shit? She said, Katt ain't as funny as he used to be. I said, I told you that shit before we even went. Because I watched his last 2 specials before that special. But she wanted to see Katt on her anniversary. And after that, we said, rest in peace, Katt, because you ain't going to get our motherfucking money and viewership no goddamn more. So for him to come out talking this shit, wifey ain't even want to watch this shit no more. She was so damn disappointed in Katt. She said, something ain't right with him. He bitter. He too damn woke. And he got too much hate in his heart. He too upset. Because this motherfucker went and told some more damn lies. He sat up there and told you that all these dudes got light-skinned wives, which is true. Like I said, he told some truths in there, but ain't nobody talking about his lies. Now, he told you that shit, but what he didn't tell you was that he had a light-skinned chick too. Her name was Hazel E. Y'all ain't know about that shit? So I'm sitting there watching the interview, and I'm just seeing red flags keep popping up. Everybody else watching that shit like it's the gospel. I'm seeing red flags like a motherfucker. I'm seeing hypocritical shit like a motherfucker. He saying mistruths all through that shit. He said wasn't funny, that's a lie. He said Steve wasn't funny, that's a lie. He said he read 3,000 books, that's a lie. He said he talked about these dudes like he didn't have a light-skinned woman on his side. Go look up Katt Williams and Hazel E. And you're going to see him with that same light-skinned woman that he was accusing all these other dudes of being in the Illuminati with. So what you had yours for? You was trying to get in the Illuminati too? And that shit crazy. Now he started talking about shit about Michael Blackson. Guess what? I laugh at Michael Blackson more than I have Katt Williams these last 5 years too. And you're going to try to shit on that man. Now, you did say some truths. You said you told him to get out of that dirty dashiki, which he did. And now Michael Blackson is one of the best dressed comedians in the whole game. His whole thing is fashion now, right? But you going to sit up here and try to tell us that Michael Blackson ain't funny. He been funnier than you these last 5 years. Go back and rewatch them last 3 specials Katt Williams has done. Them joints is trash. Them joints are trash. I went and saw him live. That shit was trash. And I love Katt Williams. And my wife, that's her favorite comedian. But that shit was trash. You got to come to grips with your own self, bro. You got some shit going on, and you got a lot of hate in your heart, a lot of bitterness in your heart, and you too woke right now. But you ain't woke enough to understand that your last 3 specials have been trash. Man, watch that shit, man. Y'all got to watch these woke motherfuckers. They be too goddamn woke. Now, the last thing he said, he started talking about Jonathan Majors. Now, the thing that went on over everybody's head was he called this man ugly. You gotta be a petty motherfucker to just come out and call this man ugly who ain't done nothing to you. Why you hating on that man? If he was able to become a hunk in the game, who are you to come and shit on that man? Right? You gonna talk about this man's facial features like you a female or something, and call this man ugly, and then condemn everybody for not calling him out over his black features. He said, when did people start liking black features like big noses and big eyebrows, full eyebrows and foreheads? And like, did you hear what he said? Katt Williams said, when did people start liking black features like big noses and big lips and eyebrows and things like that? That shit went over everybody's head. He basically shit on black people right there in front of your face, and nobody even caught that shit. He asking you why y'all fucking with this man with these black features that y'all calling handsome. He telling y'all crazy for calling him handsome. He telling you, no, Jonathan Majors is ugly with these black features. So why y'all calling him handsome? That's what he said. And y'all riding with that like he just didn't shit on black people with black features. Yo, Katt was wilding in this interview, man. He said a lot of bullshit. He said a lot of lies and a lot of bullshit. He said some truths, but ain't nobody calling him out on all these discrepancies and lies that he told. And that was the most egregious thing he said right there. That was some whole other shit. Calling Jonathan Majors ugly and like hating on that man for having black features. That was some foul ass shit right there, Katt. That was fouler than you stealing money from me at your last comedy special. And I want my motherfucking money back. And this motherfucker be sitting up here talking all this tough talk like he really gonna do something to somebody. This motherfucker is really so into himself, he thinks he can't be touched. He thinks he's a bad motherfucker. Katt, we saw you get choked out by the little kid at the playground. How you gonna run up on Cedric the Entertainer and do something to him, punch him in his belly, and you 5'2" out here? You can't even beat a child, and you got all this tough talk. The only way you're gonna be able to step to anybody with is with a firearm. You can't beat nobody out here, Katt. We seen, did y'all forget he got beat up by a kid? Did y'all forget he got choked the fuck out? When we bought our tickets to go see Katt Williams, I wanted to see what the fuck he was gonna say about getting choked out by the kid. And all he wanted to talk about was chicken thighs. Why we got a whole bunch of legs but ain't got no more thighs? What the fuck is you talking about, Katt? Nobody want to hear about no goddamn chicken. We want to hear about you getting choked out by this young kid on the school playground in front of every goddamn body. And you out here talking about you gonna punch Cedric the Entertainer like you tough like that. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Katt is a whole bunch of talk, and he got a whole bunch of anger in himself, and he mad at a whole lot of things, and he got a lot of things going on with him. Katt is a good dude. He's a good comedian. He's a humanitarian, but he ain't all there. You ain't reading no 3,000 motherfucking books a year. A lot of your shit is exaggerated. A lot of your shit is too woke. And you need to come back to reality, because all them motherfuckers that you shitted on are funny and they're respected, and we love all them motherfuckers. So stop trying to divide everybody all the goddamn time and let us enjoy who we enjoy. We love all these motherfucker comedians. We love Ricky Smiley for having a Christian-based audience. And you want to shit on that man and destroy his whole career after he just lost his son? That was some foul-ass shit, yo. For what? For you to put your name up there as the king of money. Everybody already know you stole that show. And you want to just shit on Ricky Smiley even more after he just lost his kid. That's a foul motherfucker right there, yo. You want to try to convince us that Cedric the Entertainer ain't funny when his Netflix special that you say he didn't have is funnier than your last 3 put together? You gonna try to turn us against Steve Harvey when Steve Harvey make motherfuckers laugh every day on the radio? I'm here in D.C. I listen to the Steve Harvey show. That shit funny. Family Feud funnier than a motherfucker. Family Feud is funnier than your last 3 specials put together. I'd rather watch Family Feud than watch Katt Williams stand up, because that motherfucker still owe me money for his last shit. I ain't gonna let that shit go. You fuck up my whole anniversary with that bullshit you put on in D.C. I'd rather watch Steve Harvey, the Steve Harvey Show, more than any of the movies you been in besides Friday. Name another Katt Williams movie. Oh my God. Can we sit here? Speaking of Katt Williams movies, terrible Katt Williams movies. Can anybody somebody tell me in the comments what other movie Katt Williams had that was funny besides Money Mike? He had that one scene at the prison in, what was that joint called? School, the school joint. What was that movie called? He had that one scene at the prison where the girl showed up with the white baby. Can we talk about how terrible Katt Williams was in that movie with Mike Epps, Meet the Blacks? When he played the vampire. Did y'all see that shit? That might have been the worst comedy movie I ever seen in my motherfucking life. And you gonna sit up here and talk about all these other comedians? They got good products. They got good specials and good shows. And you putting that bullshit out? Who the fuck watched that shit and thought that shit was funny? How the fuck did that movie even get green lighted? That shit was so goddamn bad. I was looking around at everybody like, are y'all seeing this shit? When Katt Williams played a motherfucking vampire in Meet the Blacks, Part 2, that shit was the worst shit I ever seen in my life. Oh my God. And Katt Williams out here talking like he the motherfucking man, like he been putting good product on the screen for us. Talk about all these movies. I don't give a fuck how many goddamn movies you got, how many specials you got. Them joints been trash, motherfucker. Them joints been trash. Katt ought to be ashamed of his goddamn self. Now he gonna get the people, because the woke people gonna love it, and they've always fall for that conspiracy theory shit. The flat earthers and all that shit. They gonna be like, yeah, Katt Williams, he told some truth, this and that. And he did tell some truths. But he told a whole bunch of lies around that motherfucking table. And I don't give a fuck who you are and what you say. You ain't gonna turn me away from the shit that I see in front of my face. You ain't gonna tell me that Cedric the Entertainer ain't funny and one of the best. You ain't gonna tell me that Steve Harvey ain't funny and one of the best. You ain't gonna tell me that Michael Blackson ain't funny. And you ain't gonna sit up here and act like you didn't have a light-skinned woman too. You ain't gonna sit up here and make me turn away from Ricky Smiley just because he played the Santa Claus and you stole the show. Two things can be right at the same time. Ricky Smiley gave you his props. So why you shitting on that man like that? You saw the nervous breakdown he damn near just had. He just lost his son, and you gonna come out there and shit on that man's whole career. He got family, and he's a Christian dude. And you supposed to be so godly. These fake Christians be killing me. How you a man of God and you talk all this God shit and you sitting up there sinning right there on screen? Christians ain't supposed to be drinking alcohol. Christians ain't supposed to be pimping. Christians ain't supposed to have all kinds of women all over the place. Christians ain't supposed to be cussing. So how you more of a man of God than Ricky Smiley, and you condemning him for his Christian base audience? Come on, man. Come on, Katt. You gotta let that shit go, man. And the rest of y'all need to let that shit go too. And look through the bullshit. Stop falling for these fake ass wake motherfuckers and these fake ass Christians and these fake ass people telling you their truths. Cause it don't mean it's the truth. Until next week, I'll holler at y'all. We out. 100.